How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Jeff Benjamin with 9 to 5 Mac. In this video, I explore my top iOS 14 changes and features. Check it out right now. 9 to 5 Mac on YouTube is sponsored by TenorShare's Reboot. Ever found your iPhone stuck on an Apple logo like this? Not only can TenorShare's Reboot fix this problem, but it can also do a whole lot more. Simply connect your iOS device to your Mac and instantly gain access to awesome features like the ability to enter or exit recovery mode with a single click like this. That feature by itself seems cool enough, but with the Reboot, you gain access to a whole bunch of other repair features as well. In fact, TenorShare says it can fix 150 plus iOS, iPadOS, and tvOS issues. It can help you recover iOS to normal without data loss. It can even help you downgrade from an iOS beta like this. Click the link in the description for more details, and special thanks to TenorShare for sponsoring 9 to 5 Mac. So iOS 14 brings so many usability features to the table. For instance, you know what it's like when you're browsing along and this comes up. I mean, you're glad your friend's calling you, but you're annoyed at the same time because it basically just takes up the entire screen, which is super annoying, right? Well, in iOS 14, that is a thing of the past thanks to the new banner-style incoming call notification. So when you go to settings and you go to phone, you're gonna see where it says incoming calls. Now, by default, this is set to banner. I set it to full screen so I could just demonstrate to you how annoying the full screen used to be. But in iOS 14, you can now set this to a banner-style incoming display. And this is one of my favorite features easily because this is something we've been dealing with ever since, the original iPhone, where whatever you happen to be doing was completely interrupted by an incoming phone call. But now, yes, as you can see there, now look, I'm still browsing along, the incoming call comes in, I can acknowledge it, I can take action, I can answer it, I can dismiss it if I want to do that. It is really nice. If I swipe up like that, you can still see the call is ringing. Just tap there. There's the full screen interface. It is such a nice change to have that in iOS 14. Now, another much wanted feature over the years in iOS is the ability to change the default browser. So you saw DuckDuckGo there, you saw Google Chrome. So if I go into the settings or the preference panel for one of the eligible browsers, and your browser of choice will need to be updated for iOS 14 for this to work, but there you can go in and assign your favorite browser as the default browser. So when I open a link, it's going to open in the default browser. So I'm just going to give it permission that first time, and then from there on out, I can open up links in that default browser. Now, there is a bug in this version of iOS 14 where when you reboot, it will reset that browser back to default, so just keep that in mind. My next big favorite feature in iOS 14 is picture-in-picture support. Of course, we've had this on the iPad for a while, but it is so nice to have picture-in-picture finally on the iPhone. Man, 3 features in a row that are just knocking it out of the park. I can go ahead and browse along or do whatever I want to do, use whatever apps, and still enjoy the video at the same time. Now, if you simply swipe up like that, that will automatically invoke picture-in-picture, and that is an option that you can set up here, or by default, it's enabled. Start picture-in-picture automatically in the settings. You can also toss it around the 4 different areas or 4 different corners of your iPhone. You can dismiss like that, still keep the audio playing if you want to give full attention to what's on screen, and then bring it back just like the iPad can do with picture-in-picture. And you can also double tap the interface to make it large or make it smaller. Just like that. Now, what's really cool is that you can do picture-in-picture with FaceTime calls. So you're talking to a friend or you're talking to a frog statue. Hey, I'm not judging over here, but this is so cool because you can carry on a conversation. So you can be in another app, maybe you're reading something from a website, and that friend can see you at the same time and you can see them. Super cool feature. Now, iOS 14 comes with lots of different privacy enhancements. We're just going to talk about a few here. The first one I want to talk about, the one that stands out the most, is the ability to enable approximate locations instead of having a precise location. So all you need to do is once it requests your location, you can tap the precise button to turn that off, and that protects your privacy by not pinpointing exactly where you are. It just gives a general location in the area. So that's perfect for weather apps and things like that. So here you can see I go into the privacy settings where I can toggle the precise location on or off. Another really awesome privacy-oriented feature is the ability to limit the amount of photos that you share with an app. So previously, it was all or nothing. You either gave access to all of your photos or you didn't allow access at all. But now in iOS 14, you can go in and select specific photos that you want to give access to. So here, I'm just going to select a few photos, and that's all I want Instagram to have access to. Just these 4 right here. Now, hopefully Apple will continue to build on this, make it a little bit more intuitive, but I love what they're doing here because it still allows you to use the apps without giving full access to all of your photos. So you can go into privacy and go into photos here, and then you can go in and edit the selected photos if you want to add additional or remove photos that you've given access to. Now, another new privacy-oriented feature in iOS 14 is the ability to be notified when something accesses the pasteboard. So here you can see message pasted from Safari. So that was a manual operation that I did there, but sometimes applications, as you can see there, will automatically pull from the pasteboard, legitimately in a lot of cases, but it's still nice to know when that happens. And then here you get the privacy report in Safari. So this will tell you all about trackers that are trying to profile you, and it'll tell you which trackers have been blocked. It'll show you the websites and the associated trackers on those websites, so you can sort by that, or you can go in and look at just all the trackers in general across all the websites. And iOS 14 includes lots of home screen enhancements. We'll talk about just a few right now. So one of the cool things is that if you slide your finger on the page dots, you can quickly cycle through all of your pages just like that. Now, another thing is that you can tap anywhere, tap and hold anywhere on the home screen to enable jiggle mode. Now, if you tap the page dots while jiggle mode is enabled, you can enter the edit pages view. And this allows you to disable or enable any of the home screen pages with just a tap. So you can see I've disabled 4 of the pages, 5. I'm gonna re-enable 1 of them. So now I just have 2 pages enabled, and you can see that reflected right there on the page dots. Just those 2 pages are available. You're probably wondering what happened to all the apps. We're going to talk about that in just a second, but let's go back and re-enable some of those pages. And tap done, and there we go. So where did the apps go on the home screen pages that were hidden? Well, they didn't go anywhere. All of your apps are always available in the app library, and this is a game changer for iOS 14. So first and foremost, let's break down how the app library is organized. You can see all these various categories. These categories are all automatically generated. And if you tap on one of the app icons, one of the large ones, it will launch into that app immediately. And if you tap in the bottom right-hand corner with the smaller icons, it will list all the apps within that generated category. So for instance, I can tap on the App Store here, and that launches directly into the App Store, but when I tap the icons in the bottom right-hand corner of utilities, that shows all of the apps within that category again. So let's go ahead and go to the Settings app. Let me show you the home screen section of the Settings app, and this pertains to the app library. So basically, when you download an app, you can select to add it directly to the home screen, and that's the default setting, or you can choose to add it to the app library only. So now when I download apps, it's only going to be found in the app library, not on the home screen. You can see nowhere do I find Uber Eats on the home screen, but if I swipe over, you can see it's under the recently added section of the app library. So a really cool way to keep your home screen clean. If you don't want all those app icons, maybe you've arranged it exactly how you want it and you don't want additional icons littering your home screen. I really like the app library. I think it could be refined a little bit more. I'll talk about that in another video, but I really like what it does for the user. And as you can see, you can tap at the top in the search bar and search for an app directly, or you can also swipe down like this and see all of your apps. Yes, indeed, all the apps you have installed on your phone in alphabetical order, so you can easily identify and locate the app that you're looking for, even if you don't have it on the home screen, in a variety of different ways, courtesy of the app library. Now let's talk about some of the awesome music app enhancements. The biggest enhancement that you'll notice is with the Now Playing interface that displays the album artwork with corresponding matching or complementing background. So here you can see the background definitely complements this album artwork. When I go to the next, look how it changes rapidly. Now we get a green background. Now it goes back to pink. I don't know what you guys think, but I think the new music app looks great. And another feature that you may appreciate is that it will remember where you left off. So if I kill the music app like that, and I go back to the now playing screen, I can resume the music right where I left off. Very nice feature to have. And now there's also autoplay. So say I'm playing one song and it will end after I play that one song. Well, if I tap the infinity button there, iOS 14 will intelligently generate an up next cue based on the music that you're currently listening to. So that will help you to keep the tunes flowing. App clips are lightweight versions of apps in iOS 14 that allow for some functionality. And this is handy because, as you can see, if you really need an app right at the moment, sometimes they take a long time to download, as is the case here. But lightweight app clips have to be 10 megabytes or less, so they more or less launch instantly. As you're going to see here, here's the app clip card. Just tap open and the Waterminder app launches instantly. Now, of course, this is just a clip or a portion of the app. You can download the full app later, but this allows you to get instant functionality to some parts of the app just like that. And this could be handy. Say you're in a coffee shop and you need to get your rewards. Well, you can download a portion of the app to allow you to redeem your rewards or whatever the case may be. And these app clips can launch via location-based Siri suggestions, NFC, or as you can see here, direct link. But most of the time, you're probably going to see an NFC tag in a store or something like that if you want to quickly download a portion of the app that you need right then and there. So again, here's Chibi Studio from our friend Guy Rambo. I think as time goes on, you're going to see a lot more app clips out in the wild. Very cool functionality for quick access to app features. Now, there's also emoji search. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, Jeff, emoji search, you're going to make this a top feature. Well, for me, as someone who loves to use emoji, I think this is a great feature. This allows you to quickly search for any emoji in the full emoji library. How many times have I said emoji, by the way? But this is genuinely useful. I find that I use this all the time when having iMessage conversations, and I like how it suggests related terms as well. All right, so now let's talk about widget improvements in iOS 14. Just like in previous versions, if you swipe over, you get the sort of widget center area, which is dedicated exclusively to widgets, and you can add or remove widgets here, rearrange them if you want to. So let's talk about that right now. So you can see I have the podcast and battery widget, I have the clock widget, and I also have the weather widget. And you can see they're all three different sizes here for these widgets. And that's something that's really cool about widgets in iOS 14. So let's talk about editing. So if I long press, I can select Edit Home Screen. And you may have noticed that plus button in the upper left-hand corner before. We'll discuss that in a few, but that's how you add additional widgets. You can also tap the minus sign to remove a widget, just like that. And let's go ahead and tap the plus button. And now you see your list of widgets you can search. You can scroll through. There's widget suggestions at the top, and then there's your full categories at the bottom. And this includes third parties as well. But here's the music widget. You see 3 different sizes for recently played, small, medium, and large. And if you want to add that to the widget center, you can simply tap Add Widget down below like that, or drag. And you can see there's kind of a bug here. So you have to swipe back over. Sorry, that's a little bit embarrassing, but hopefully Apple will address that bug in future updates. All right, so I'm going to re-add that large weather widget. Just tap Add Widget. And there it appears right there. So our widget area is looking pretty nice. Now I can long press and also edit certain widgets as well. So in this instance, I can go in and change the location for the weather forecast. So let's head over to Apple HQ in Cupertino, and there we go. Now, certain apps can have different types of widgets. So you see here for stocks, I have the watch list, 3 different sizes, but I also have a small symbol widget as well. So there can be different types of widgets along with the different sizes as well. All right, so we're going to add the third-party Things app widget. There we go. So both a mix of third-party and first-party widgets are possible within iOS 14. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out our video that highlights some of the top third-party widgets as well. But now let's talk about the really cool thing. Adding widgets to the home screen works the same way. Just tap Add Widget, and there it goes. Notice how the app icons move out of the way as I reposition this widget location. And I can also tap and drag to the home screen or to the widget center as well, just like that. So now that's looking really cool. You can reorganize. But here's something really cool about widgets, you can stack them. So as long as they're the same size, you could stack a widget on top of another, just like that. And then scroll between them like that. So you gain all that functionality, but you save space at the same time. I'm gonna stack this one on top of this one. So now I have 3 different widgets in this stack. There's also a smart stack that will display information based on Siri suggestions as well. So you can check that out in the list of available widgets. But let's add a third-party widget. I'm gonna add DuckDuckGo, and you can see a little bit of a buggy situation there, but we have it on screen. So this allows us to not only search with DuckDuckGo, but also to launch our favorites directly from the home screen like that. So pretty cool widget. There's going to be, like I said, a ton of different widgets available. Be sure to check out our video that kind of highlights some of the top ones. And we're really just seeing the beginning right now of widgets on iOS 14. So you can see I stacked those 2 together to save space. And of course, you can move widgets over to other home screens as well, home screen pages, just like that. So ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys and gals think about iOS 14? In particular, what do you think about my top feature picks for iOS 14? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you appreciated this video, please leave me a thumbs up. It helps other people find it as well. This is Jeff with 9to5Mac. Special thanks to TensorShares Reboot for sponsoring 9to5Mac. Have you ever been stuck on an Apple logo like this? Well, Reboot makes it easy to fix that problem. Plus, it can do all sorts of other cool things like booting directly into recovery mode with just a single click. Yep, it's that easy. Click the link in the description for more.